The more you grow up, the more you realize that none of us are easy to be with. We are all flawed in some way. No one walks through life untouched by struggles, heartbreaks, and disappointments. Each of us carries a story, one filled with moments of joy, but also with pain, regret, and lessons learned the hard way. The truth is, we all suffer from something. Some of us battle anxiety, a relentless voice in our heads that tells us we're not enough, or that something will go wrong. Others carry past traumas, wounds that haven't fully healed, experiences that still haunt us in quiet moments. Insecurities creep in, whispering doubts and fears, making us question whether we are worthy of love, success, or happiness. We fear the unknown, the possibility of failure, rejection, and even success because it brings new responsibilities. The journey of becoming is not linear. It is messy, unpredictable, and sometimes painful. It is filled with moments of self-doubt, where we wonder if we are truly capable of healing and growing. It is complicated because we are complicated. Human beings are not made to be simple creatures. We feel deeply, we overthink, we react emotionally, and we make mistakes. And yet, despite all of this, we keep moving forward, stumbling at times, but never stopping. It's important to understand that life is not about finding someone without baggage. That person does not exist. No one comes into a relationship completely unscathed. Instead, life is about finding someone who is willing to sit with you in your mess, someone who sees your wounds and doesn't flinch. It's about finding a partner, a friend, or a loved one who is not afraid to unpack their own baggage alongside you. Real love, real friendship, and real connection are not about convenience or ease. They are about depth, commitment, and acceptance. Love is not effortless. It is a choice, one that must be made again and again, even when things get hard. It is about choosing each other, flaws and all, every single day. It is about looking at the person beside you and saying, I see you, I see all of you, and I choose you. This kind of love is not based on perfection, but on perseverance. It requires patience, understanding, and the willingness to grow together. True connection happens when we create a safe space for one another. A place where we can be unapologetically human, where we don't have to pretend, where we can be vulnerable without fear of judgment. Love should not feel like walking on eggshells, constantly worrying about saying or doing the wrong thing. It should be a space where both people feel accepted, valued, and cherished, even on their worst days. We are all works in progress. None of us are fully formed, and none of us have it all figured out. We will make mistakes, say things we don't mean, and struggle with our own demons. Sometimes we will be difficult to love. Sometimes we will push people away without meaning to. And that's okay. Being difficult does not mean we are unworthy of love. It simply means we are human. We are not unified by perfection. We are unified by our shared imperfections, our shared struggles, and our shared humanity. The most beautiful connections are forged not in moments of ease, but in moments of struggle, when we choose to stand by one another, despite the hardships. Understand that the cracks in our armor do not make us weak. They make us real. They make us who we are. A person without scars has not truly lived, has not truly experienced the full depth of what it means to be human. And real is where true connection begins. So be patient with yourself, with others. Show grace to those around you, because everyone you meet is carrying something. And in the end, it's not about finding someone who is easy to be with. It's about finding someone who is willing to weather the storms with you, who is willing to walk beside you, hand in hand, no matter how rough the journey may be. That is where love thrives. That is where true connection lives. As we continue through life, we realize that relationships, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, require work, intentionality, and mutual effort. No meaningful connection is sustained without care. Just as a garden needs sunlight, water, and pruning, relationships require understanding, forgiveness, and communication. When neglected, they wither. When nurtured, they thrive. The effort we put in reflects the strength of the bond we share. One of the most essential elements of deep relationships is emotional safety. Feeling secure in a relationship means knowing that your emotions, thoughts, and vulnerabilities will be met with kindness rather than judgment. It means trusting that, even on difficult days, your relationship will not be discarded, but rather strengthened through understanding. This emotional safety fosters honesty and openness, allowing each person to express themselves fully without fear of abandonment. Equally important is communication. Without open and honest communication, misunderstandings and resentment can build, creating cracks in the foundation of a relationship. True communication is not just about speaking, but also about listening. It is about hearing the unspoken words, understanding the emotions behind them, and responding with empathy. Being able to articulate feelings, set boundaries, and express needs without fear of rejection creates a bond that is unbreakable. Additionally, relationships flourish when both individuals are committed to personal growth. No one is perfect, and expecting perfection leads to disappointment. However, when two people are dedicated to becoming better versions of themselves, learning, evolving, and adapting, then the relationship grows with them. This does not mean perfection is required. It simply means that both individuals acknowledge their flaws and strive to improve for themselves and for each other. Another key aspect of lasting relationships is acceptance. Love is not about fixing someone or changing them into who you think they should be. It is about embracing who they are, their strengths, their weaknesses, their quirks, and their imperfections. When we accept someone fully, we give them the space to be their true selves, fostering a connection that is deeply rooted in authenticity. It is also important to recognize that relationships go through seasons. There will be times of joy and excitement where everything feels effortless. But there will also be seasons of hardship where patience is tested and misunderstandings arise. The strength of a relationship is not determined by how easy it is, but by how willing both individuals are to navigate these ups and downs together. Commitment means standing by each other through every season, choosing love even when it is not convenient. In the end, the essence of connection is not in finding someone without baggage, flaws, or struggles. It is in finding someone who is willing to walk alongside you, who will sit with you in your darkest moments, and who will celebrate with you in your victories. It is in choosing each other every day, no matter what life throws your way. That is the true definition of love, friendship, and human connection.